Let me share a tale that still sends shivers down my spine. The night we decided to tempt fate in the decaying halls of an abandoned hospital. We thought we could handle whatever spirits lurked in the shadows, but little did we know the malevolent force we would awaken. The hospital stood like a looming specter on the outskirts of town, its windows shattered, and its corridors swallowed by darkness. It was the perfect setting for a spooky adventure, or so we thought. Armed with flashlights and a battered Ouija board we found in a forgotten storage room, we ventured into the eerie silence of the abandoned ward. As we set up in what used to be a patient room, the air felt thick with the residue of the hospital's grim history. We placed our hands on the planchette, half expecting it to remain lifeless in the cold, sterile atmosphere. But, to our surprise, it started moving. The planchette spelled out the name Agnes. We asked the usual questions, testing the waters, unaware of the storm we were about to unleash. Agnes claimed to be a nurse who had met a tragic end in the hospital. The initial exchanges seemed innocent, almost empathetic. However, the atmosphere shifted as Agnes's messages became more sinister. She spoke of surgeries gone wrong, of patients left to suffer in the desolate halls. The planchette moved with a frenetic energy, tracing the tales of a rogue doctor who had abandoned his oath, leaving a trail of broken lives in his wake. Amidst the haunted whispers, Agnes unveiled a darker secret: human experimentation conducted within the hospital's decaying walls. The screams of the unwilling participants echoed through the abandoned halls, their agonizing cries etching a macabre symphony that haunted the very foundation of the building. The experiments, a grotesque dance of science gone awry, were concealed for years. Until one fateful day, the police discovered the horrors hidden within the hospital's depths. The experimentation ceased, the screams silenced, and the hospital shut down, its doors closing on the unspeakable atrocities that transpired within. After listening to all this, my friends and I were terrified but too afraid to stand up, as if our legs were bolted to the ground. The planchette moved against our will again, spelling out a chilling message: "You have awakened them." And Agnes urged us to leave the hospital immediately. With every ounce of energy left in our body, we were able to stand up and ran towards the exit. We left the Ouija board behind and never looked back. While running whispers echoed through the empty hallways as we stumbled through the darkness, the abandoned hospital coming alive with an otherworldly energy. We felt eyes on us, unseen hands brushing against our skin. The air became charged with a malevolent force, and we realized we had trespassed into a realm best left undisturbed. As we emerged into the moonlit night, the abandoned hospital loomed behind us, its windows like hollow eyes watching our escape. Was Agnes a guardian angel who warned us, or a wandering ghost? Guess I'll never know and never try to find out. The shadows of the abandoned ward had etched their mark on our souls, leaving us forever changed by the horrors we awakened that fateful night. Let me take you back to that night, the night we encountered a cursed Ouija board. We thought it would be a harmless thrill, a spooky game to liven up our dull evening. Little did we know, we were about to unravel a tapestry of horrors woven by a ghost named Emily. We gathered in Sarah's dimly lit basement, the flickering candle casting eerie shadows on the walls. The Ouija board sat on the table, its ancient appearance hinting at mysteries beyond our comprehension. Sarah, always up for a thrill, explained the rules. We hesitantly placed our fingertips on the triangle thing, half expecting it to stay still. To our surprise, it moved. Slowly, it spelled out the name Emily. Innocent enough, right? We started asking questions, and Emily claimed she was a spirit seeking our help. Intrigued, we continued, oblivious to the dark path we were treading. Emily's messages began innocently, but they soon took a malevolent turn. She started predicting our futures, accidents, betrayals, and heartbreaks. We laughed nervously, dismissing it. However, the atmosphere in the room changed, growing colder, as if a shadow had settled among us. Emily became more aggressive, spelling out threats and warning us of dangers that seemed implausible. The air buzzed with an unsettling energy. We begged her to stop, but she claimed we were bound to her, trapped in a web of fate. As the night wore on, Emily delved into our pasts, unveiling buried traumas and regrets. Emily started with Sarah. She delved into her past, unearthing the fact that Sarah's boyfriend, a seemingly faithful one, had cheated on her. Sarah's eyes widened with shock, and the room was filled with an awkward silence. It was as if Emily had ripped the curtain off Sarah's ideal relationship, exposing the painful truth. Then, she turned her attention to Mia. Emily spelled out a family secret that not even Mia's closest friends knew. She was adopted. Mia's face went pale, her eyes darting between us as she processed the revelation. It was like Emily had torn away Mia's sense of identity, leaving her vulnerable and exposed. As for Lily, Emily didn't hold back. She spoke of Lily's stolen moments, secret rendezvous that Lily thought were buried in the past. Lily's face flushed with embarrassment, and we could see the regret etched on her features. It was like Emily had a front row seat to Lily's most intimate memories. The room was thick with tension as Emily continued. She revealed Emma's hidden heartache, a past betrayal that Emma had tried so hard to forget. Tears welled up in Emma's eyes, and we could feel the weight of her past pressing down on her. Finally, Emily turned her attention to me. She spoke of a guilt I thought I had, buried a decision that had far-reaching consequences. My hands trembled as the ghostly words unfolded, and I felt a knot tighten in my stomach. It was like Emily had plunged into the darkest corners of my mind, pulling out the skeletons I thought were buried. The atmosphere in the room shifted from curiosity to despair. Emily's revelations were like daggers piercing through our defenses. It was as if she had read the script of our lives, revealing plot twists we never saw coming. We begged her to stop, but Emily seemed to revel in our discomfort. The room echoed with a symphony of gasps, each secret leaving an indelible mark on our friendship. The Ouija board became a vessel for our deepest fears and regrets, and as we burned it in a desperate attempt to break free, we realized that the damage was already done. We decided to end the session. We regretted that night more than anything. Emily's whispers echoed in our minds, a constant reminder of the price we paid for tampering with the unknown. The secrets she revealed haunted us, staining our lives with a darkness that seemed impossible to escape. Alright, so there's this night that still gives me the creeps. We thought it would be fun to mess around with this old Ouija board we found in Mike's grandma's attic. I never believed in all that ghost stuff, but what happened that night? Well, it was like stepping into a horror movie. We gathered in Mike's living room, the lights low, and put our hands on this ancient-looking board. Mike explained the rules, and at first, nothing happened. But then, the little pointer thingy started moving by itself, spelling out words that sent chills down our spines. It said its name was Samuel. We asked normal questions, but then things got weird. Samuel seemed to know things about us, stuff we hadn't told anyone. It was creepy, like the board was reading our minds. We tried to stop, but the pointer wouldn't let us. It spelled out, "You can't leave." Panic set in, and the room got all weird, like something was there with us. Samuel got nasty, saying things that scared the heck out of us. He told us secrets, stuff we never wanted to hear. He dug into our pasts, bringing up memories we tried to forget. It was like he knew all our fears and regrets. One by one, he spelled out personal things, secrets about family, mistakes we made, and even things we did when we thought no one was watching. We begged the board to let us go, but it was like we were stuck in this nightmare. The air got heavy, and we heard whispers that didn't make sense but felt super creepy. We messed up big time. We decided to destroy the board, hoping it would stop all the craziness. We burned it, and for a moment, we felt relief. But then, things got worse. We heard voices, saw weird shadows, and Samuel's ghostly presence just wouldn't leave us alone. Every night, it felt like something was watching us. Shadows moved on their own, and we saw strange figures out of the corner of our eyes. Samuel kept haunting us, saying things that made our blood run cold. He'd talk about our darkest fears and secrets we never shared with anyone. The regret was eating us alive. We wished we could go back and never touch that spooky board. It was like opening a door to something we couldn't control, and now we were stuck with it. If I could forget the things Samuel said, maybe I could sleep at night. But the memories haunted us, whispering in the dark, reminding us of the night we played with forces we didn't understand. We thought it was a game, but it turned into a nightmare that we couldn't escape. The regret hangs over us, and the spooky whispers from that Ouija board still echo in our heads.